time is ticking for countries to strike a trade deal with the United States or face higher tariff rates after tomorrow's deadline comes and goes. Let's take a live look at the White House this morning, where President Trump says his team's been busy making last-minute deals. The president also sparring with Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who points to the uncertainty around these tariffs as a reason the Federal Reserve kept interest rates unchanged. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey has more from the White House this morning. Tom, good morning to you. That deadline is just hours away at this point. Who's going to come to the table here at the last minute?
That's the big question, and it could be a busy day ahead, Markie. Good morning from the White House. That tariff deadline now less than 24 hours away, and with time ticking, President Donald Trump recently announced a tariff deal with South Korea, one of the more standout countries as this week began. So to dive into this deal, a lot of money involved in this one. South Korea will see the imports will see a 15% tariff rate, while American products sent to the country will not be charged with a tariff. The president also saying South Korea will give the U.S. $350 billion for investments and buy $100 billion in energy products. President Trump also touting a deal with Pakistan, saying the two sides will work together on an oil partnership. But again, we may see more announcements later today on tariff deals. Some of the bigger countries we are monitoring when it comes to possible agreements include Mexico and Canada, two very big trading partners, as well as Brazil and India. But very important to note, with time very much ticking today, President Trump saying that August 1st deadline will not be extended. Markie?
Yeah, the president standing firm on the tariffs, the deadline too. But Tom, those tariffs were one of the main reasons that Fed Chair Jerome Powell cited in the Fed's decision not to lower interest rates yesterday.
That's right. And look, that tension between President Trump and the Federal Reserve chairman might grow even more in the wake of the Federal Reserve holding interest rates steady, impacting things like the prices we pay for mortgages, car loans, and credit cards. But like you said, the Federal Reserve very much talking about the uncertainty with the economy right now, the highs and the lows, saying in a statement after this news came down, quote, "The unemployment rate remains low and labor market conditions remain solid. Inflation remains somewhat elevated." Here's how Chairman Powell described it to reporters.
Changes to government policies continue to evolve, and their effects on the economy remain uncertain. Higher tariffs have begun to show through more clearly to prices of some goods, but their overall effects on economic activity and inflation remain to be seen.
Now, this comes as the Commerce Department reported economic growth in the second quarter of this year, and consumer spending rose 1.4%. President Trump has called for interest rates to decline, highlighting positive economic data like this.
We're doing better than anybody anywhere in the world. Nobody's doing anything even close to us, even with the higher rates. The higher rates do affect housing, though, because people can't go out and get a loan or refinance their house.
And President Trump added that he heard that rates will go down in September, but very important to note that Chairman Powell says that's not necessarily true yet, and that vote still remains uncertain as to how interest rates might change in September, Markie.
Yeah. Tom Dempsey live at the White House. Thank you for all.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.